Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? I had to chop back in real quick. Jump in on this. My topic for today, I'm gonna be talking about the opening ceremony for the Paris Olympics. I'm not even front. I like the setup of everything. Of the Paris Olympics. I'm gonna be previewing my thoughts on the major events, and in my mind, major events track, 100 meter, 200 meter, 4x1, and the USA basketball team, or basketball, basically, women's and men's, but mostly on the men's, focusing on the men's, um, based upon how they've been performing in the exhibition game. So now let me talk about the opening ceremony. Opening ceremony was smooth. I ain't even for the lie on that. It was smooth. They had Peyton Manning. We know about Peyton, even though they they hit Jonathan Majors with the whammy bammy, but Peyton has a case when he was at Tennessee, but they ain't meet too much of him. But hey, we digress. But at Peyton Manning, they had Snoop there. You know, what else did they have? A lot of people they had, and of course all the NBA players: LeBron, Curry, Joel Embiid. KD, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Anthony Edwards, AD, Anthony Davis. Who else? Man Abayo. Uh, Somebody else. I don't want to disrespect nobody on the team because everybody were all. They got a lot of. Just simply put, they have a lot of firepower. They got a squad. They're loaded at every position. They should be blowing teams out by like 40 points, but they playing close matchups. They played Serbia and they beat the hell out of them, but even that was close. Everybody who they played been pretty close, closer than it needs to be. And it don't got nothing to do with the rest of the world catching up. They need to play better defense. But I digress. Back to the ceremony. I like the boats. It's how they set it up. I like how they had the flag bearers. I like the music in conjunction with them lighting up the torch to eventually light it up and have it go into a hot air balloon. Paying honor to their inventor, the person who invented the hot air balloon, quote unquote. And I quote unquote it because whenever they talking about anybody else doing something first, we know who really did it first. Black people, you know. So whether it be flight, they give it to the Wright brothers, but Charles Page had that first, or the car. They attribute mass production with Ford, but Granville T. Woods and George Washington Carver really are the reasons why all of that became what it was. And then the Patterson Company, whose cars were considered better than the Model T. But even in the Model T thing, Granville T. Woods, so even that name is still there. But I digress. Or the telephone, they like to give it to Alexander Graham Bell, but Lewis Lattimore already had the blueprints before him. But I digress. I digress. Back to the Olympics. Back to the ceremony. So the ceremony was smooth. I like the boats. You know what I'm saying? One thing though I did notice about these boats, I'm not even trying to be funny. They tried some nations. I'm not going even front. They had some of them canoes and shit. They had the big nations had the big yacht, the big cruise line boat. You could tell they shit was stocked. You could tell you could get some food and you could chill for a second. You could get on the phone and you know what I'm saying. You could do your thing. But other nations they had like a little rowboat. That's like, what the fuck? I was like, they gave them a canoe. I was like, damn, they tried them. I was like, why they disrespect? They gave them boys a sailboat. They gave them a standard uh, rowboat. Like it was that was I noticed that. I was like, they tried some countries. They tried some countries. That's the first thing I saw. Another thing I saw was you know them trying to interject geopolitical bullshit onto the Olympics. Hey, first thing is that hey, U.S. and Iran don't have good relationships diplomatically. I was like, this is supposed to be the peace coming together, the Olympics, which I had to throw in an agenda. I'm like, shh, be quiet. Y'all mad because they don't want you to control their nation anymore. That's why. That's really what happened. That's what happened in the 70s when your puppet got ousted. But I digress. And they did the same thing with Russia and the Ukraine situation. They made it a point because now Russia can't participate in the Olympic Games, quote unquote, because of that, and Belarus. So they made sure to throw in the geopolitical shit on there, and they made sure to name drop Iran. Hey, Iran is supporting the Hamas and Israel situation. I was like, okay, thank you, NBC. They had to make it a point to throw that in there. And another thing I noticed too, I don't mean to harp on this. I don't want to do this because you know what I'm saying. We unified this and that, but they're like, they made it a point to be like, hey, it's been eight straight women gold medalists for the USA women's team. Uh, hey, Curry, you're like a baby in this, and what are you gonna do? I'm like, stop. That's one thing I want them to stop doing. Stop comparing sports. Stop comparing the men to the women's sports. Stop doing that. Stop trying to create this weird gender war that y'all keep trying to push. Stop trying to do that. Stop pushing that shit. Stop. The sport is not the same. It's not the same game. It's not. Stop doing this. Like, for real, stop doing this. Don't do this. Keep it. Hey, I'm glad our women are dominating. 8 straight gold medals. Hey, women, y'all keep it up. But those in the running class, stop trying to make a comparison. Stop doing that, because then people gonna like be like, okay, it's not the same, and the rules aren't the same either. And what they've done to the NBA as well in the international game is not the same too. Because if you noticed, when we were playing our game, when it was aggressive and all of that, what happened? Uh, the foreign players couldn't play in that game, but they softened up the game. They made it not about defense. They made it about threes and no D and no athleticism and non-aggression in the game. That's why you don't got the centers. All the centers are finesse centers right now. That's why you don't really got no Shaqs, no Ewings, no Moses Malones, no West Side Unselds, no Willis Reed. You know what I'm saying? No Wilt Chamberlain where they bodying your ass in the paint and dominating and dunking on you and stuff like that. Using power, it's all finesse. There's a reason why Joker is looking unstoppable, because the players that are guarded against are half his size and half as tall. They made it a point to make it easier for the foreign players to get a lane. That's true, and that's where the Gilbert Arena is talking about that. So in the regular NBA, the foreigners couldn't make it. So imagine the women. That's all I gotta say about that. That's, that's all I gotta say. Like, chill, chill. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, chill, y'all got a battery in y'all back because the ruling class was to use this to further rule. You know what I'm saying, and to create counterinsurgency to maintain power, dominance, but this time with more cover, and to make it look like it's progression. So I just don't want them to do that. I'm actually tired of them doing that. And congratulations to the women on their 8 straight gold medals, for real, because that's not an easy feat to do. For real rap. So for the USA men, y'all better tighten that shit up. They better start dominating, and it starts with Serbia on Sunday. And in my mind, I want to preview the shit that people waiting on, which is the 110 hurdlers. Fred, I got him winning the 100 meters, 200 meters, and the 4x1s of the women's and the men's. So in the 100 men's, I got Noah Lyles getting his gold medal in the 100 men's. In the 200 men's, 200-meter men's, I got Noah Lyles winning again, being a double champ. And really, in the 4x1s, I got Team USA beating whoever, whether it's Team Jamaica in the men's or Britain or I don't even, I can't, I just have USA in track and field right this year, especially in the sprinting competitions. And on the women's side, I got Sha'Carri Richardson winning the 100. I got Gabby barely inking out Sha'Carri in the 200s, but she may surprise and win in the 200s. You never know. And if Sha'Carri don't win in the 200, Sha'Carri will place silver in the 200. Then I got Sharika, Thompson from Jamaica. I got her third. I got her going third. I got it as an upset in the 200s and the 100s. And then the 4x1s, I got Team USA in the 100s winning that. So, and the women's and the men's 4x1. I got it all US in the sprinting competitions right now. You know, and Team USA men's, I got them winning gold. Basketball. Team USA women's basketball, I got them winning gold. So, you know, LeBron, getting the boys right. Noah, getting the boys right. Sha'Carri, Gabby, y'all do y'all thing. And Simone Biles, she gonna continue dominating. The black woman who's in the pool in the swimming events who've been dominating, I got her doing her thing. Fred in the 110 hurdles, I got my dog doing his thing. I think I Team USA clearing the field on that one. For real, I got Team USA clearing the field. I got Team USA winning gold, silver, and bronze in the 110s 100 meter. Facts. So, and in the 200 meter, the US Team USA men's might clear the gold too. For real, clear the whole podium. It might be Homie, then Ken, Kung Fu Kenny with silver, and then maybe the young boy make his bronze. The youngster who they was talking about, I forgot Jit name, but shout out to you, young man. So I'm gonna just end it off like that. I got Team USA. I got USA dominating in the Olympics this year, or as I would say, Team FBA, because it's just, the brothers out there doing their thing, Foundational Black Americans, representing ourselves to the strongest tens, and as LeBron said, representing black culture. You already know how we do it. So showing that domination, showing that when things are equal, we go to the fucking moon. That's real rap. That's what the Olympics shows us throughout history. I just wanna preface that before too, because I was watching Sprint, and I was watching Triumph Over Prejudice. It was another Peacock documentary talking about the Berlin Games in '36 when Jesse Owens, outdid this Aryan master race, white supremacy on display, hype up game that Hitler was planning on setting up. But you already know the brother had to, it was somebody dominating. You're right, bro. It was the display of somebody on the top of the heap, but it was the wrong group that you had coined or had put the stamp on for. You feel me? It was us. And it wasn't just Jesse Owens. I saw that. I watched the sisters. There was two black women who dominated and showed their stuff, even though there was a lot of funny style stuff in the boxing. It was 18, as they said, the 18 who went there and showed out long jump, everything. It was just perfection. Hell, what do you say? What's his name? McElroy or a buddy who finished second to Jesse in the '36 Olympics. Shout out to that brother. He'll never get his kudos. Shout out to the other brothers and sisters who was taken out. I'm forgetting a lot of names. I'm going blank on that. But shout out to y'all, for real. And I watched that. I was just like, damn. They spots was taken away because they wanted to make sure Becky was represented, who wasn't even as qualified as you were. Like, there was some real dirtbag shit that was going on. And hell, even those who won the Olympics and were successful, when they came back home, they were street sweepers and had to do bullshit jobs where they should have been set up for life. It's insane. Even Jesse Owens, he was banned because he wasn't go because he didn't go along with the Get Along gang, and he was marred and just it, the shit that they did. It's crazy. It's insane, bro. It's insane. So I just kind of wanted to highlight that. I watched that documentary. I'm mad that I can't remember all those names of the 18 from boxing to long jump to the women, black women who showed out. Titty and somebody else. I forgot their names. I don't want to fuck up their names. One girl who kept getting replaced by her white female counterparts both times on the Olympics and while she was in these different schools and colleges. So, I want to highlight that, and that's word to the sisters too, who have fallen into the feminist white slave masters ideology. Remember, race first. And if the race is set up straight, everything naturally goes back in its rightful spot where the roles are clearly defined and there's no imbalance. So, but I digress on that. I want to talk about Sprint too. I watched Sprint, and that was like a 5 or 6 part series on Netflix, and it was hyping up the Olympics and the sprinters, and from Usain Bolt, to Carl Lewis, to Jesse Owens, to Jim Hines, to Bob Hayes, to Michael Johnson. It just showed, what it takes to be successful. And one of the points that I like that they showed too in this sprint documentary was how can I break it down? When they showed the rivalry recently between Jamaica and the U.S. I have two takes on that. My first take is shout out to Bolt and him breaking all those records. Like when I was growing up and I saw those 2 Olympic events, 2012, 2008, I was like, damn. Because I remember in Sports Illustrated before that, Tyson Gay was giving all the hype. Usain was not even on the map. He was like in a smaller period, but Tyson Gay was the person to look out for. He got hurt, and he never got into that position that he was supposed to get into. He did make the Olympics in 2012, but you know what I'm saying, he got beat. But Usain dominated in 3 Olympics actually: 2012, 2008, 2016. So the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, 2012 in London, and 2016 in Rio de Janeiro. So shout out, like all the credit in the world goes to you, bro. But then we got to talk about this rivalry, quote unquote, between USA and Jamaica in sprinting. I guess the immediate rivalry, yeah, I guess on the women's side, especially because they've been, before Sha'Carri came on the scene, the Jamaican women from Usain Bolt's era till now have been, the Jamaican women have been dominating, winning gold, clearing the field, doing the whole, doing their shit. I'm not even gonna front on that. We ain't had, the women haven't had somebody dominant for Team USA since FloJo. That's real. But when we talk about rivalry, it has to be like, this rivalry is since 08, 2012, 2024. Yeah, 16 years, I guess. But if we're going on both sides of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? Since Usain Bolt's last race, when he lost to the American Justin Gatlin, the USA men's been dominating. You know what I'm saying? We done regained form on the men's side of the game. So since 2016 till now, it's been all us. Gatlin, Noah Lyles, Fred Curley, Christian Coleman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is there to contend with on the world stage? Like, we've been taking that shit. What we talking about, bro? Like, a rivalry is consistent. It's over a long period of time. Like I said before, since they allowed black people to run in the U.S. for the U.S. team, we've been dominating that shit since Jesse Owens. So what are we talking about? That's 36 till now. That's almost 100 years. A rivalry is like consistent. We're 100 years in, and we've had generations of talent. It's not just Usain Bolt and that's it. It could be said we've had multiple Usain Bolts. Carl Lewis was huge. Bob Hayes was huge. Jesse Owens was huge for his day. Like, we've had that over Michael Johnson. We've had that over each era, actually. I give him credit. I'm not even from the lie. Like, I wasn't a fan of Bolt. But what's interesting too to me is the flipperoo. Like, well, especially during the Obama era and then post that, we always had this camaraderie where we're part of the human family. That's number one. That's why King was fighting for all people. And then when you cup that into black people, we thought of other black people as a global black family. The problem that, as we're seeing now, as we've gotten debriefed, basically, is that other groups of black people from the diaspora do not feel like that, don't have the same energy. They don't even have the same energy in their own homeland. That's why I think they could get co-opted by tribalism, they could get co-opted by classism, they could get co-opted by colorism and caste systems. Word to Jamaica, word to all of these British colonies or British satellite colonies. And but what I mean by that is, if you're of any former European power that was over your land, you're a British satellite, because by proxy the British basically ran all of Europe, and by proxy that meant they ran all of the known world, basically, at a time, you know, where they famously said the sun never sets on the British Empire. So you're under their yoke, especially if it's a Spanish-speaking country too, because after the British-Spanish War, when Spain lost to Britain, that changed the power that there was, where Britain became the world power over where Spain had once been at. So, so that's what you have, basically, and that's across the world. And so we've been debriefed. This isn't the first time we've heard this, though. We've seen movies like Sugar Hill, where they showed, you know, the African people calling us Akata and stuff like that, and things of that sort, and Yankee niggas and all of that. We've heard rumblings about this for a long time. Well, we've looked past it because we kind of was like, well, at the end of the day, these people, once it matters most, they'll come to their senses and have the same mindset, same inner core that we have. The problem is they do not, for a large majority. Like, I've been all over, man. They don't have that. I've been to DC, how the Africans be acting funny. I've been in Miami, the Caribbeans be acting funny. You go to California, the black Belizeans or British Hondurans, they be having a funny style thing, like, you're different, you're special. Or the dark black Hispanics be siding with Spanish, and be writing on their thing they Caucasian over black people. And that's been the thing that has to be highlighted and talked about. So why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say we didn't think of them as a separate group. We were thinking like, oh shit, Usain Bolt's winning, damn, black people winning, we on top. Nah, that's not how they viewed it. That's not how he viewed it. Because on that sprint movie, he was like, yeah, I don't want no allowance to break my record. But when his dude who had the same coach as him, from Angola, he found a camaraderie. We have to see this shit too. That's what I peeped out. There's a jealousy and an anti-black American envy that has permeated for a long time. We just haven't really addressed it for real. We never addressed it. We never talked about it. We never really put it into our real focus up until I would say Tariq started calling it out overtly, but it's been there. John Henry Clark has said stuff. Dr. Khaled Muhammad, Amos Wilson wrote the Blueprint to Black Power, where he talked about the difference between immigrant blacks and native black Americans, basically foundational black Americans now, is what the term is being called now. And, you know, we just haven't, we just never put it into that context. But now it's important to put into the context because now we've refocused ourselves. I think before we were like, hey, shit, if one black person winning, we all winning. You know what I'm saying? And that was that mindset. That's what got us with Obama. That's why we caught it. Obama costed us blood because we weren't thinking beyond the peril of this black person is going to do something simply upon the fact that because he's black, not knowing that, oh, this nigga has a background. CIA grandparents, oh, anti-black hatred, he's Boule, Trilateral Commission, him famously calling black people after they uprisings in Baltimore thugs. Like, all those have to be looked at. But why am I saying that? I'm bringing all that to talk about the Team Jamaica thing, because they have a tribalistic mindset that we don't have. We weren't focused the way we needed to, and we weren't, you know what I'm saying? We weren't up on it. It was really, for a while, it was USA versus USA. Like, okay, the fastest person in the world is going to come from the USA. That was just what it was. Bolt made it where it was like, oh, we got to get right. We got to get our shit together. We got to step up. And you saw that competition, that step up came. It happened. 2012 was when it first hit the bunker, because basically all of the 100 meters were all Team USA and Team Jamaica, where it was Asafa Powell, Johan Blake, and Usain Bolt versus Ryan Bailey, Justin Gatlin, and Tyson Gay. So that was when it first hit the measuring stick. And in 2013, it culminated with Justin Gatlin winning. And then by 2016, 2017, Usain Bolt's final race, the brothers came back and drove to the point where Usain in that final race ended up being third. Justin Gatlin took gold. Another brother from America, black American, took silver. So, and now ever since then, the Americans have dominated. Besides the 2020 Olympics, which shouldn't even count because everybody was worried about so much other shit, pandemic, George Floyd uprising. So the focus wasn't there. But now the focus is back, and you're seeing who the favorite is. Noah Lyles, you know what I'm saying? 100, 200, 4x1 Team USA. It's back where it belongs. And you know, that's just important to say. And then right now on the women's side, we got a FloJo 21st century form in Sha'Carri Richardson going for hers and could win the 100. And then Gabby, a young Harvard, well-spoken black woman, could get the 200, even though Jamaica is looking strong. And it will be a close race both in the 4x1 and in the 100 and 200 meters respectively, with Sha'Carri Jackson and Shirley Thompson? I forgot her name. But Shirley, you know what I'm talking about, the one who's been around since '08. So I'm digressing. So, you know, basically, simply put, y'all go ahead and watch that Olympics. Sunday, watch Team USA dominate Serbia in USA basketball. And they start August 1st, watch all them track events. Watch the brothers and sisters ball out. And, you know, show y'all support. So, check out this video, like, share, subscribe, and, you know, look forward to more videos talking about everything. I'm going to be talking about Kamala versus Trump, who I got for the win. Why do I have for the win? What policies can you expect from either side? And what policies need to be enacted that no side is even talking about? So, y'all check it out. Y'all like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.